and we're live here on Friday with Andrew, who's doing something with his hands. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, that was like a lantern blast.
Oh, yeah, he's got his orange lantern.
I got my orange ring today.
Yeah.
Very greedy.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We are here to talk about comic books with Andrew.
Yeah, so
this
is the first with Andrew post. The fabulous It's a Toy Show at Farpoint Toys and Collectibles.
Yes, which was an absolutely smashing success.
Smashing success.
We are so totally, you know what, let me stick it back on selfie. We are so grateful to everyone who came, who sent us their love, who came and kept the vibe going. It felt like It's a Toy Show in the hot heat.
Yeah.
Vendors, friends, family, Hamilton Township Police, the City of Mays Landing,
It was a great show.
our friend Amy, who helped us with parking, Atlantic City Electric, who helped us with parking. Wow, we were blown away by everybody. It was a great community thing. It really went awesomely. So thank you guys for that. What else do we have going on? We were nominated recently for a Will Eisner Spirit of Comics Award.
Huge honor.
Huge honor. And today was the deadline for submitting all that stuff. So. We have a lot of friends who were also nominated. We know that we are not even in the running to win, but it was certainly an honor to be nominated, and something that I'll be putting on my business cards from now on.
There you go.
So what else do you want to talk about?
Well, no, and I graduated. So
this guy graduated.
Yeah, and so this has been comic delays. There's been a lot of weird stuff impeding Fridays with Andrew.
So we're having a giant-sized issue today.
Yeah, giant-sized issue, and maybe another extra-sized issue next week. Basically, these aren't even comics from this week. These are comics from 2 weeks ago, and these are last week's comics.
So we're just so behind.
We're gonna catch up today.
We're catching up.
So we got
7 books
new
here.
challengers number 1.
Mighty
Morphin Power Rangers number 27. So a Fridays with Andrews first. Infidel and Barrier, both Image books, taking the number 3 slot.
Is that Barrier number 2?
Oh, yeah, Barrier number 3.
Number 3, okay. I'm behind.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then for last week's, Terrifics number 4, Black Panther number 1, and Animosity number 14. So, really interesting catalog here, new and old.
All kinds. You're across the board. You got Power Rangers. You got horror books. You got.
And I'll try to speak.
Political. You've got superhero.
We'll speak through it as quick as we can. Let's do it with 2 weeks ago. Should we go with what we've done before or what's new?
You know, whatever you want to do, Andrew. This is your
show. Let's say what's new. You know, let's do the tie.
Fridays with
Andrew. Let's talk about the pink elephant in the room. I don't know.
So Infidel has been both of these books.
Both of these are returning champions, and both are kind of I don't know. Well, they're both by Image Comics, and there's when I was reading them, I really couldn't decide. Who deserves this slot more. And I was thinking, both of them are gorgeous. Both of them are genre at the finger on the pulse, talking about very political
genre redefining.
Stuff within the horror and sci-fi genre that affect very large socio-political stuff, such as the American Muslim experience or the American immigration experience. And that debate. So both politically charged, both not simple books, both really interesting, beautiful books. And another thing that happened in a different Image book we talked about was Scales and Scoundrels. I think 9 was a silent issue. Barrier number 3 is also another silent issue because, as we talked about before, the protagonists of Barrier do not speak each other's language. One speaks English and one speaks Spanish. So they can't understand each other. And the issue was kind of exacerbated in this issue when both of them also lose their hearing.
Wow.
So
as though they couldn't possibly figure it out before, they definitely can't figure it out now.
But they figure out, much like Star Wars, much like last issue, how they use Star Wars as a cultural universal touchstone. Yeah. She's like, oh, Coca-Cola, you understand that, or it's not really called. They don't say. Yeah, but that's.
It's red soda.
Oh, red pop.
Yeah.
And he uses his child's illustration to explain, his whole backstory to her. Again, the one of the larger points of this issue is to try and fully use the visual medium of comics to to get that reading experience. And then with Infidel number 3, both number 3s. Without getting too spoilery, really, just continuing to talk about like biases and prejudices and legitimate questions and how people's experiences affect them, and all at the backdrop of a really terrifying ghost story.
Yikes.
Like, hold on, that is nightmare fuel.
Spoilers.
I think that was good. Both really good. I would recommend both. Really. Also, just as an aside, because Infidel, and I guess Bear is kind of horror sci-fi, but it seems mostly. It's I don't know. I still have to get through 5, and actually I haven't read 4 today. I don't know.
You're so behind.
Yeah, and I'm tired.
And you're tired.
I'm just saying that it's a good time for horror books right now.
Yeah.
And it's a good time for Image Comics right now. So Image Comics is doing really well right now with the output of new stuff that's going on and the returning goodness. So I would not be surprised if Image Comics was on my short list of. We're halfway through the year.
It's true. It's June now.
It's June now, so I wouldn't be surprised if Image Comics made it into my best company of the next time we do the Crankies.
Which we never actually finished for last year. We kind of, as far as movies, TV, we kind of fell off the wagon with the Crankies.
A little bit. I kind of.
You spearheaded.
I spearheaded the comics,
and we just were sort of like, we liked some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's whatever.
It's on my to-do list.
Yeah. So. I am thinking about contenders for next year, though.
Of course.
So, and Image Comics, company-wise, really strong right now.
I'm going to have some opinions about next year. Favorite cover of the year?
Yeah, we got some. We'll talk about that. I'll go back.
Well, hold on. What are you giving them out of a 10? A, B, C?
Yeah, it was A's.
1 out of 10.
Yeah, they're both A's, I think. Both really.
You really don't have anything on here that isn't an A. That's why you're picking from.
Well, we'll get into some A minuses and stuff. But really good stuff. Really strong storytelling. Obviously, if you do not want politics in your comics, get away from these titles.
Yes.
If you want politics in your comics, these are really cute titles to go. And if you like genre sci-fi and horror, good titles. This is just. If you get the politics aside, but like you shouldn't because it's important, this is a good ghost story. This is a good alien abduction story.
Forgetting the immigration, forgetting the
Muslim,
Islamic American experience, it's still good.
It's still good stuff, I think that stuff makes it better. But anyway, Power Rangers, least political thing on the planet.
Oh, I don't know. Children soldiers.
Well, yeah, that was Go-Go. This is Mighty Morphin.
Okay,
this is
sorry. I get them confused.
No. Mighty Morphin actually is pretty political now. I just meant the franchise.
Andrew, before we continue, I can't help but notice you're wearing an orange lantern ring.
I am wearing.
Would you like to discuss that?
Oh man, are we So it's a little bit weird because orange lanterns they're sort of the negative lanterns.
Yeah.
They represent greed, but today is Shooter Victim Awareness Day. Or mass shooting awareness day, and the idea was to wear something orange to show solidarity and remembrance to those we've lost in a lot of senseless acts of violence. So I wanted to wear.
So you're a nerd, and your way of doing that was to wear orange.
This is my nerdy social political thing right now,
which ties in with your book selection.
Basically, yeah. so that's my yeah. I thought it was important. I don't really own orange shirts anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of my shirts right now are very dark, black and grays and
Who
dark
are you
blues.
Telling? Have you met me?
Yeah, no, I'm talking to the Sith Lord right here. But yeah, I just thought I thought it would be important. I decided to do it, and go out with a Green Lantern ring. That's such a new thing for me. Mighty Morphin 27.
Back on topic.
Yeah, something way sillier than So the last time we left this, I'm pretty sure every single part of Shattered Grid has made it on a Fridays with Andrew because I'm loving this event. This is a great event book.
It's right up your alley.
Right up my alley.
You're kind of a fan.
Celebration of the 25th anniversary, baby.
Yeah.
And so the alternate universe evil grown-up Tommy is waging a multiversal war on every iteration of the Power Rangers.
So many comments I can make right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let it go.
Well, here's a great splash page. These are like Zordon does like an urgent message informing all the different teams what's happening.
And Zordon looks a lot like Dr. Manhattan here, which I'm down with.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm so down with.
Well, no, and so there's so much good stuff on these two pages. The Lost Galaxy Rangers are backflipping from spider tanks. There's that's the Jungle Karate Pizza from Power Rangers Jungle Fury, being invaded by evil Red Ranger, like red guards, basically from like Star Wars, like the Crayola guys. And so like a small hodgepodge strike team assembled, basically of the comic iteration of Mighty Morphin, mixed in with Time Force Pink, Jen Scott, mixed in with what is her name? The red female samurai ranger. Wait, hold on.
You're on the spot now.
I do not remember her name at all. Lana, right? That sounds right.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
So yeah, Jason and Lana.
I'm bringing your geek girl cred into question.
I don't know Nick era Power Rangers too well, honestly.
Fair enough.
Neo Saban is tricky. Sometimes it's great. I have the Sledge Having Fun in Japan song memorized.
Please don't sing it.
Yeah. It's bad though, 'cause she's the best part about Samurai too, and I totally am blanking on her name.
That's fine. Let's continue.
Yeah, so all right, let's just keep going. It's bad though, because she's like the highlight of the book for me. She has a really great conversation with Jason, who everyone knows is the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, about leadership and stuff, and about like.
Now, does the Red Ranger always lead the group?
Yes.
In every iteration.
So Time Force Jen is the leader, the on the paper leader, but Wes, the Time Force Red Ranger, does take charge a lot of times. You know what? The Aquatar, the Alien Rangers, the White Ranger is the leader there. So most instances. Oh, you know what? Actually, season 2 and beyond, the White Ranger was the leader. Tommy was the leader after he came back.
Yeah.
Which was a really crappy thing to do to Jason, in my opinion. But they had to promote that new toy.
Yeah.
So Red Ranger tends to be the leader. That's for the most part the role. And so they're. I don't want to do spoilers, but no, it's been out for 2 weeks, and it's really cool.
So it's not a
There's
spoiler.
a great look at this. So that's Lord Draken teamed up with all the evil Power Rangers. That is really cool. So there's just a lot of cool deep cuts. I like the way the universe is interacting, and the great campaign has turned out to be really great indeed. So.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, so 9 A-. The reason I give it A, or I guess 8, no, whatever, A-. There is some. I feel like the story should be further to where it should be based on where we are. This is like part. Where are we in Shattered Grid? Where are the parts? I don't know. It's like part 4 or something. So we're pretty far into it, and I feel like a lot has happened, but also not. So a little bit for lack of advancement, but still a solid issue. A lot of great character moments and good fun stuff. So, did not expect this to happen. New Challengers #1.
So talk to me about this book. I have no idea what it is, who it is, or
Challengers
why
of the
it
Unknown.
exists.
Do you know anything about them?
Pretend that I don't.
Yeah, so the Challengers of the Unknown are really a classic DC Silver Age team created by some names that might sound familiar: Joe Simon and Jack Kirby.
I might have heard of them.
Yeah, just vaguely interesting fellas. And really, a lot of people, they were kind of like proto-Fantastic Four in a lot of ways, because they came out before the Fantastic Four came out, and, they had like the matching Kirby leotard uniforms. They did a lot of the same sort of what people consider Fantastic Four adventures. The idea was, back in the original series, 4 specialists who were the top of their respective fields almost die in a plane crash and decide that they're on borrowed time and they have to do as much as possible with the time that they have remaining.
I like it.
This kind of is a revamp, reimagining, new of that idea, with the new idea being that there have always been challengers of the unknown, brought together by some kind of strange cosmic force upon the moment of their deaths, and that they have to basically push the boundaries of discovery and all that good stuff. Cameos for classic challenge. There is the original Challengers of the Unknown lineup for classic Challenger fans. They are in slightly redesigned. Those are not the Kirby outfits. Those are slightly redesigned. And so yeah, so that's a spoiler. So now the challengers on the end, and still like that concept of doing as much possible with borrowed time, but maybe a little bit more stakes, trying to make their role in the larger DC universe a little bit more prominent, and a lot of really cool, interesting sci-fi stuff. The art is by Andy I'm sorry, Kubert. I almost said Kubrick.
Kubert?
Kubert. Yeah.
Huh, wait a minute.
I'm so sorry.
Let me see this.
Andy Kubert.
Give me the damn thing.
Justin said his favorite part of Friday Night Andrew is when I mispronounce names.
I think this guy has an entire school named after him.
He does. No, he's a huge deal. His father was a huge. Both huge illustrious art family.
The Kubert School.
The Kubert School.
I know people that went there.
Yeah, no, it's a great institution.
Big deal.
And he's a great guy, and he does great art. And I know he's a big deal because I was going to say he's at the top of his game here. There's some art kind of looks rushed, maybe some like weird faces. Here, let me get an example.
Yeah, show me the garbage, Andrew.
It's not garbage.
Pick out the garbage.
Well, so all right.
Mispronounce his name and then trash his art. I'll tag him on Instagram.
Oh God, see, I kind of have trouble distinguishing the two female leads in that panel, which is kind of an issue for.
We kind of have lady number 1 and slightly.
Well, they're named and they are
2.
given personalities. It's just sometimes since they're both dark-haired. I'm pretty sure dark-skinned women. Oh my God, it's hard to distinguish in that particular panel. And then there's also there was a that's a funny face to me. That's pretty. That's fine. I don't know. Yeah. Overall, oh my God. Overall, it's a really good book. Really great art. I was complimenting the guy. I like his art. This is part of
what's going
the
on
new
there?
age. We're getting gimmicky. Justin would hate this.
Is there going to be a hologram on that? Like, what are we?
No. Yes. So the idea is, you connect them as like a poster if you get all the new age of superhero number ones, and then they also fold out as like here's like a hint at like what's to come in the story.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't show up at all, so
he's just chilling on the
I don't know
cover
who he
for no
is.
obvious reason.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, unless he's like another character who doesn't look like him.
So does this go into the origin of the characters? The fact that they like all
the new
died,
origin?
almost died
No, the
together
new
and all that?
exactly. So like instead of they all almost died together and they're fine, they're literally pulled as they die.
Okay, so they're essentially dead.
They've been added, yeah.
But they're being brought back for a higher purpose.
Exactly.
Okay.
So like
got
they're
it.
that.
So this is like a very like brimstone kind of
Yeah.
like Highway to Heaven.
Wow,
kind of
talk about a reference.
That's a good show.
It's a very good show.
I miss it.
Only 15 episodes, right?
Not enough episodes.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forget that guy's name now too.
I can't. I know Lori Petty was in it.
No, Satan. The guy who plays Satan.
I love him, but I can't remember his name.
He was Riddler in the animated Batman series.
Yes, I absolutely adore that dude.
No, he's awesome. I'm blanking. And it was Lex Luthor's dad in Smallville. Anyway,
yes,
this
all
is
of those things.
Yeah, this is another A minus.
Let's do a zoom in.
Pretty great setup. Almost a perfect first issue in terms of setting everything up and informing the stakes of the world. A lot of stuff going on with like this is a good DC book in terms of if you want to know what's going on in the universe. It seems like they're really hyping the new challengers to be like a crucial part of the new DC universe status quo.
All right.
So that was 2 weeks ago. Let's keep it with DC. I've been wanting to talk about this book for a while.
The Terrifics.
The Terrifics.
Number 4.
So,
who do we see on the cover?
That is Plastic Man, Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific, and the new Phantom Girl.
So we cannot confuse Mr. Terrific with Mr. Fantastic.
So
they're totally not related.
Okay. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about comics.
let's
Here's the thing about comics. Everyone rips off each other.
You think?
So when this started out, it was originally pitched as a Plastic Man Metamorpho duo book. And his editors went to Jeff Lemire was the writer. They said,
we know you're a big fan.
I'm a huge fan of him. Duos don't work. Make it a team. And I'm like, okay, well, who can I have? And they're like, well, we have Mr. Terrific. And I'm like, oh, okay, so Mr. Terrific, guy has a T on his face, T on his uniform. Smartest man, one of the smartest men in the Marvel universe. He'll be with a rocky-looking guy and a stretchy-looking guy.
You mean DC universe?
Did I say Marvel?
You did.
DC Universe.
Okay. We're talking about the
Well, no.
correlations between.
Yeah, so he's with a stretchy-looking guy and a rocky-looking guy.
So
And he's a really smart
We
guy.
have a smart guy with a stretchy guy and a rocky guy.
Well, the rocky guy can also light on fire. So the rocky and the fire guy are the same guy, and the stretchy and the cocky guy are the same guy.
What about the lady? What does she do?
So the lady, the Phantom Lass or Phantom Lady and Phantom Girl is a Legion of Superheroes character. So she exists 1,000 years into the future. So how can they bring her into the main modern day DC universe? Because they have an intangible psychic lady. They can't use her because she's 1,000 years in the future. Well, they thought, well, what if she's an ancestor of that person? And so that's who this is. It's the whatever grandma of, or
You're not selling me on this, Andrew.
I'm not selling you on it, but because I'm talking about boring behind the scenes stuff.
Yes.
But then when they got all that together,
Why should I buy this book?
Because there isn't a Fantastic Four book out right now. There's going to be 100%. They saw. I actually applaud DC for ripping off Fantastic Four for a minute because they saw a gap in the market.
There's an empty hole
There's
where there should be a group of 4 people.
A group of 4
guy,
people.
A stretchy guy, a fire guy, a rock guy, and a woman.
And who doing incredibly impossible,
Terrific things.
terrific, fantastic things.
Yeah.
And they decided to capitalize on it, but also kind of, I don't know, give us our best Fantastic Four book that's not called... This is honestly a great Fantastic Four book. There's great character work going on here. There's great dialogue going on here. There's great science fiction, epic genre-bending science going on here. And all of them are characters that I legitimately enjoy, even if they aren't hodgepodge to kind of look like the Fantastic Four.
So would you consider this Fantastic Four fan fiction almost?
I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I hope, because they just announced that a Fantastic Four book is coming back.
Okay.
So, that makes me question whether or not this might continue. I kind of really hope it does, because even as a ripoff, it kind of works.
Is he a bowling ball?
Plastic Man is a bowling ball right now.
I like his face.
Oh, Plastic Man's great.
Look at his cute face.
Look at his cute face.
Smiling.
So this is Doc Shaner doing the artwork. He's a relatively new guy. I think he really broke out with the Future Quest books. I love him. I love this art style.
So you've got good art.
It's weird modern stylized meets classic retro. I don't know how to talk about his Jeff Lemire. Look at that Metamorpho face. That's a
handsome rock.
That is a handsome rock. Well, he's everything.
That's a
he's
handsome
rock,
everything.
Fire. He's metal.
Lava.
He's the Element Man. He can be everything. Plastic Man can only be stretchy. Actually, it was horrifying. Isn't it on? Oh no, it might have been on a different thing. Was it here? We talked about, can Plastic Man turn into a functioning computer?
Yes.
Oh, that was here. Okay, great. So he can, but it would be
These
very
are the kind
gross.
of discussions we have here at Farpoint.
Yeah. Well, he's a Squid Man there. All right.
It's a little.
Japanesey.
It's a little strange.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Well, he's fighting a squid guy, so he thought
But is he really a squid, or is he just squid shaped?
he's squid shaped.
But he's not a squid.
He's not a squid.
So he cannot squirt ink.
No.
If he were a computer, he would not be able to compute.
He wouldn't-
He looks like a computer.
Well, he would be able to compute as far as his brain could compute.
But he wouldn't be able to print out papers.
No, he would. Well, actually, he might, but it would also still be him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to pull it apart.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so gross. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, and at the heart of all of this is so they've introduced a new character now because they needed a Sue Storm, and this is really her highlight issue. She's the youngest member of the team. I forget if they said her name. I think she's 16ish.
Okay.
And so she's the most impressionable, young, scared, because of the situations that have led this group together and led this hodgepodge assemblage into being a team. And so this issue kind of really goes over her feelings and her emotions and where her mindset's at, and really compels you to care about this person. All 3 of these other characters have appeared in other things. She was the random factor.
Yeah, she's brand new, fresh.
Brand new and fresh, but also still the same. Because she's based on a past character.
So it's kind of the equivalent of Silk Spectre. You've got an old version, a
Yeah.
new version.
Except now they're doing the old version later.
Yes.
Yeah, it's reverse Silk Spectre. That's a good way to phrase it. Another A.
Of course, it wouldn't be on the show
Yeah,
otherwise.
well, no, some B pluses make it on here.
Okay. Out of 10? Out of 10?
Yeah, I guess that's like 8, 9
Okay.
out of 10.
Yeah.
Really good character work, really good. Jeff Lemire's scripts are so great.
You're such a fan of his.
He's such a nice guy.
I'm going to tag him in this. Hopefully
I don't know if he'll remember me.
Will he remember you? When did you guys meet?
San Diego Comic-Con 2011, I think.
You were in San Diego?
Twice.
What?
Yeah. 2011, 2012.
How did I not know?
I have had to tell you this.
No.
Because, all right, was it? It was either, I think it was 12. It was 12. No. It was either 11 or 12. I can't remember.
So what did you do when you met him? Did you
I saw him every day.
Oh, Justin's watching. Can I bring him on camera?
Yeah, if you can.
Let's see if I can bring Justin on camera.
Is he going to scold me for promoting?
No. I'm trying to add him, but he's commenting as Farpoint, which is really weird.
That's awesome.
Okay, go ahead. Don't let him coming in affect you.
Nice, hot. I love epic fantasies. I love epic science. I love like larger than life sci-fi. This is, like I said, it's the best Fantastic Four book now, called Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
It's really, really fun.
There's Justin.
Hey,
I'm driving.
Do you actually have anything to say, or?
I was listening to the San Diego story.
Did you know that he'd been to San Diego Comic-Con twice?
I had no clue.
I have told.
I didn't know our Andrew was so well traveled.
Me neither.
Yeah. Well, no, only the continental U.S. Anyway.
Did you have press passes?
No, this was when I was a lad.
I was gonna say he was like
I
7.
was in high school. Oh my god. Not that young. Yeah. So.
Well,
are you driving?
who did you
Wait a
go
minute.
with?
Did you just fix your mustache with both hands? Are you driving?
I'm parked. Who did you go with?
My dad the first year, my brother the second year.
Wow, I'm freaking jealous.
I'm pretty jealous.
It's odd. Well, I mean, yeah, I've been. I thought you guys knew. I talk about it a lot. Whatever.
I'm learning new things about Andrew every day.
Every single week, there's a new factoid, apparently. Yeah, actually, the Jeff Lemire Scott Snyder double panel was the best part of San Diego, whatever year that was. I can't remember, because Scott Snyder got drunk and basically had like, he thought, I don't know. It basically became the Scott Snyder panel, but Jeff Lemire was fine with it because they're buds. It was a great experience talking about him, how he never thought he'd make it as a writer, and he almost decided to become a corporate Disneyland park worker.
What?
Yeah, like it was. Oh my god, the guy's so cool. He said that like he was getting.
I've made that decision, and I'm on my way to Disney right now.
Wait, what?
No, none of us are laughing. I don't think we got
I
that.
didn't even hear what he said.
He was saying
I can barely hear you because you're very quiet.
Well, I think
It's very quiet.
I think I'm going to take you off camera. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right, we'll see you later.
Well,
Have
talk to you
fun.
Bye.
Bye. I did like dueling accents with Grant Morrison.
No, you didn't.
I 100% did.
With actually what?
So, all right, Grant Morrison is known for his New Jersey accent. Or, sorry, no, he's known for his impression. His New Jersey impressions.
So Grant Morrison is well known, for those of you who do not know.
He's a Scottish guy.
He's a Scotsman with a very thick Scottish accent.
He's known for his New Jersey impression.
And he is known for an impression of New Jerseyans?
On panels.
What do we sound like?
Well, like a movie gangster.
Like a Guido. Yo, I'm going
That's exactly the voice he did.
I'm going to the shore.
That's exactly.
I'm going to put some oil on my body.
I asked him a legitimate question about Frankenstein, DC's Frankenstein,
okay,
the version he made.
Yeah.
And after he answers that question very politely and very cordially, I go, also, I'm a fan of your panels. I know you do your little New Jersey accent. As a New Jersey native, I would love to hear it live and in person. The whole laugh. The room has a nice little like laugh chortle.
Yeah.
And so he goes. Oh no, you're the real deal. It would be like if I asked you to do a Scottish accent. And then we.
Which you just did.
Which I just. Well, wait for the story.
Yeah.
Wait for the story.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite Comic-Con stories.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So. I don't goad him. The audience kind of wants it.
Yeah, everybody's like, do it.
Yeah. And so he reads the room, and so I forget what he said to me in his New Jersey accent. I think he said like it would be something a little like this, and then the crowd freaked out. We all liked it. We had a good laugh. And he goes, now you do a Scottish accent, and then Everyone does me. And like, in like my best Braveheart, I go like, oh, maybe it'll come in some haggis or something like that. And then the crowd freaked out. He freaked out. He was not expecting it. I was very enthusiastic. I was an enthusiastic, like, 13-year-old.
Yeah.
He loved it. He goes, that's great. In another life, we could be lovers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that on video anywhere?
That is, there's a scripted version of it.
Oh, man.
There's a scripted version of it. It is not on video.
So I know we're going on a tangent here.
Yeah, sorry. I got 2 more books.
No. Well, now I want to talk about my favorite Comic-Con story.
Oh, sorry.
I have a couple, but I think my personal favorite one, I'm going to flip it around just so I have the camera here. I think my personal favorite Comic-Con story was, so Justin and I went and met Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis at a show right here in New Jersey. And we both love Star Trek, obviously. And Marina Sirtis was wearing the most incredible pair of boots that I had ever seen. They were gorgeous. They were like thigh-high leather boots. And who people are saying hi to us? Patrick, hi Patrick.
Patrick.
And nay, girlfriend, hi. So anyway, so Marina Sirtis is wearing this pair of boots, and I go up to her table, I get my thing signed, and I say, oh Marina, I'm such a big fan. I love your boots. She thought I said boobs, and she went like this. Oh my God! And I said, no. I said boots, and we got a good laugh out of it. And she's Greek, and we talked about how my heritage is also Greek, and she made fun of me for not speaking Greek. And then later on that day, in a panel, her and Jonathan Frakes are up there doing their panel. She sees me and Justin in the audience, calls me out for not speaking Greek, and they have a good conversation, like 3-minute conversation about how I don't speak Greek. Right up there in the middle of the panel.
That's beautiful.
It was a beautiful moment. Marina, if you're watching, I love you and your boots and your boobs. We're going to get back to Andrew now.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So that's my little Grant Morrison situation.
So you and Grant Morrison are officially boyfriends.
In another universe.
I couldn't be happier.
In another timeline.
Yeah.
Remember, in the multiverse, it's maybe that's the one where Hitler cured cancer. I don't know. That's Rick and Morty reference. That's a Rick and Morty reference.
So you brought up Hitler, and I feel the need to say something right now.
Oh, goody.
So earlier this week, we were going over a G.I. Joe collection that we just got in. Some of it's over here. A very small amount of it is over here. And one of the items that came in was a mint-on card, a bronze bomber.
Oh!
It was a Olmec Toys, basically a knockoff version of G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Olmec Toys was well known in the 80s for doing African-American versions of some of our favorite toy lines, which I think is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the quality of their toys wasn't the best.
No. Who owns those brands now?
That's a great question.
Someone has to.
I honestly don't know, and if anybody out there knows the answer to that, please let us know. But there's a character from the Brown Bombers, from the Bronze Bombers, who he's one of the villains. Obviously, he went to on his file card. It clearly states that he went to Hitler Medical School, which Justin and I got a good cackle out of.
Oh my God!
But at the same time, like, he wasn't a bad guy until after he graduated. But like, who goes to Hitler Medical School and then goes on to like cure cancer or like help children?
Did he cure cancer though?
No, he didn't. But
Yeah,
like my point is you don't go to Hitler Medical School and then go on to do great things. Like,
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like I don't know, like I just imagine, I don't know the lore behind Bronze Bomber, but I just imagine he's probably part of like some gilded community that are all like sort of. This is where my brain is going.
I don't know.
Like Hitler Medical School is the pillar of like. You know,
I have no commentary on that. It was a very strange thing for me to read on the back of the guy's file.
Well, it's a very strange. Well, I mean, like, you know, and that's wow.
Yeah, but anyway, all right. So we're done talking about Hitler. We're done.
Sure.
Justin.
I have so many things I want to say about Hitler Medical School.
Justin thinks that Donald Trump owns the brand name of the Bronze Bombers. I'm not sure about that, Justin. We're gonna have to Google that.
Well, I'm just saying,
out.
like, you know who loves resurrecting IPs. Boss Fight Studios.
And the guy who's trying to bring KB back, apparently.
No, hold on. That's going to happen.
It's not going to happen because the guy's a shyster.
He's not a shyster.
It's a creepy...
What do you mean he's a shyster?
He buys, quote-unquote, defunct names of things, like Hydrox cookies, and then brings them back from the dead.
Oh,
When's the last time you ate a Hydrox cookie?
Apparently, some people do.
Who?
The guy who wrote the Toku Nation article who said he was confident about KB Toys coming back. Literally.
So Justin's complaining that we're over half an hour. We have 6 comics to talk about, Justin, and he made it 7.
Well, no, hold on. That was one. That was one review.
And we only have 2 left.
Yeah, we have 2 left.
Keep your comments to yourself, big guy.
All right, well, you know what? No, we did old, and then new, so I'll do new, and old.
Yeah, talk
Black
to me about
Panther
Black
number
Panther.
1.
I love this cover is gorgeous.
Yeah,
Who did this cover?
So, I think it's Daniel
I'm quizzing
Acuna.
you.
I think it's Daniel Acuna.
Hakuna Matata.
It's got one of those, like, thingies. Whatever.
I believe that's pronounced like a Y.
Okay, so Acuna?
It's like manana.
Okay. Yeah, so he's also the interior guy. It's a reference to Ta-Nehisi Coates. I know how to say that name. Black Panther like when he first redid Black Panther, and he's going into it now in this new arc. I'm very, very excited about this. So, you know, conspiracy hats on. A lot of people like to see glimpses of new books and make assumptions about what's going to happen in the future MC universe phases.
Which you can't do.
You can't do, but it is interesting to me. A lot of superheroes are going into space in different arcs.
Huh.
So,
space. I wonder what's going on in space.
I wonder what's happening,
now.
or what will happen in space after.
Yeah.
So this new arc of this new relaunch title. One of the things that struck a lot of people as weird is, and this is straight out of the comics, Wakandians have incredibly, vastly superior technology, vastly incredible technology.
From where?
From what? Wakanda or
Well, no, I mean, how did they come up with it? Wait. A meteorite just crashed, and they have metal, and that makes them super.
Yeah, basically, it's a really special metal.
Okay.
That's from the comics.
All right.
Palaruni. I don't know. And the answer of why they didn't actually go to space was they were in Solar Society. They never felt the need to.
Yes.
Retcon time.
Uh-oh.
A small amount of Wakandians, with their spacefaring technology, went outward to create an intergalactic colony. All these years later...
You lost me.
No. This is a brilliant setup.
Okay.
All these years later, the descendants of that colony have become an empire. A fascistic, totalitarian, military-esque empire.
In space.
In space. And have been conquering worlds and have their eyes set on the motherland now.
Okay,
and
so this is the equivalent. Let's just talk for a second.
Sure.
This is like, let's see. I'm trying to think of a good analogy. I can't think of a good analogy. This is so just out there.
It's out there, and it's really, really... Ta-Nehisi Coates, he didn't get his start in comics. He's a Harvard fellow. He's like a smart, like,
so did
literature
he graduate
guy.
from Hitler Medical School?
Probably not.
Okay.
Knowing what I know from Ta-Nehisi Coates, I do not, seeing as he is one of the big African-American race theory guys in America, he probably did not graduate from Hitler Medical School.
Just making sure.
Just probably. I mean, I don't know. I think he has multi-degrees. He's a really smart guy.
Yeah.
But he also likes comics.
Yeah.
And so he's like, well...
The two are not mutually exclusive, as you are proving yourself.
Oh, stop. No, but I love the idea that, he's like this big... Like, everyone was kind of taken aghast when he decided, like, no, I want to write comics. And, like, but now he is, and now he's... I see, awesome for him. Frankly, he's living my dream. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't see myself as an academic.
We're running out of battery power, so we better wrap this up.
Okay. So there's a lot of... when I said about New Challengers, how it was almost a perfect setup, this is the perfect setup for a number 1. This is the perfect setup for a storyline.
And I love that cover.
Daniel does his own colors, by the way.
Oh.
So he multi-talented artist over here. His art though is sometimes a hit or miss for me. As you'll notice, his colors it sort of has a gloss to it.
Yeah.
That doesn't always work for me. I feel for a space romp, like an intergalactic story, that kind of gloss works here. And I think this is a good book for Acuna style. So. Great lineup, great writer matched with great artist, and a really, really interesting story that has so many thematic areas it can go out with. The idea of a society that sealed itself from the rest of the world because of what was happening in the world at that time, to then in a completely different area become that thing, is
crazy.
He made Wakandians the colonizers, Penelope.
That's wow.
It's so...
Wow.
I don't know how he's going to do,
Yeah.
He's a smart guy, though.
Let's see where it goes.
He's a really smart guy.
Guys,
So
keep your eyes on this title.
So
it seems
easy.
like it's going to be really
this
interesting.
is an easy A.
Okay.
Easy A. This
Yeah.
is a fantastic book, fantastic story. It blows my mind every time I think about it. It's of all the things you could have done with Black Panther. Again, he's not saying, oh, they have spaceships now. They had spaceships. They didn't do anything with them, and now he's saying, but they did do things with them.
Yep.
And those things are really interesting to me. So
Crazy.
4 minutes, low battery power. I don't
yeah.
need that time to talk about Animosity 13.
All right.
Animosity 13.
13,
I talked
lucky
about
number
I talked about
13.
Animosity 12 before.
Wait, that's 14.
14. I talked about 13 before.
Okay.
Story about every animal and life on the planet getting sentience and the ability of speech. Following one particular girl, Jessie Hernandez, as she's trying to make her way in the world. She got kidnapped by a member of her group named Kyle, who is having a mental breakdown and thought that her dog Sandor wasn't the right caretaker for her. Sandor is with the rest of their group now going to find her as she finds herself in a very interesting situation that I do not want to spoil.
So I have to ask a couple questions
Sure.
here.
He's named after Sandor Clegane.
Yes. No, we talked about that last time.
All right.
Is there any sort of human-animal romance?
Implied in one of the tie-in issues.
Okay. Because you know where my mind is going.
Yeah, sure. They
I'm
haven't
just
outright done
curious.
that yet. They have not. Well, there is animal. There's not human animal.
Okay. Now, is that like a species thing?
A cat and a cow have gotten. That might be a legal issue. That might legit be a legal issue. No,
If they're sentient, though, I don't know.
a cat and a cow were getting really fussy with each other. So,
Well, I'm sure you'll keep me informed
yeah,
if
sure.
anything happens
Well,
on that
we still
front.
have that watch that you and I.
Yeah.
You know, Penelope and I are members of not the Night's Watch, but one of them. It's a Game of Thronesy day. Penelope didn't know I like Game of Thrones, or that I went to Comic-Con, so it was a twofer.
Yeah. What the heck? Man?
Yeah.
What the
So
heck?
I'm sorry. Yeah. So this is a really interesting issue. Really touches on a lot of Margaret Bennett. She's one of the
I love that cover again. I just really love.
Yeah.
this.
Oh man, this is a lot about Sandor's character, honestly. She's one of my favorite writers right now. She's definitely a writer to watch out for, and she's been for a long, long time. Animosity, just one of the. It's considered by a lot to be one of the best new universes in comics that has been coming out right now.
It's not the Marvel universe. It's not the DC universe.
It's the Animosity
it's a whole
universe,
brand new-
and there's a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tie-ins and a lot of different directions they've taken it.
But
I
no
believe.
romance yet.
Well, I think there's human romances, but
boring.
yeah, who wants that? And oh, you know what? No, a bat was also getting really flirty with a mouse once.
Well, that makes sense because bats are kind of like flying rodents.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So, but the bat. Well, never mind. Spoilers.
Okay, yeah.
That was not a sincere relationship. I'll put it that way. Yes, but this has a lot of interesting stuff from. You know, I loved in one of her other series she did called Insects, which did a lot of stuff about women in the Victorian era. There's some nice post-apocalyptic feminine issues going on in this issue specifically.
I have to say, post-apocalyptic is one of my favorite genres.
This is such a great. This is basically.
I feel like I need
this
to
is
read
Last
this.
of Us with animals. It's really, really good.
You know, weirdly enough, Justin and Skylar both played Last of Us. I never played it.
Oh, okay. It's basically Last of Us if the guy was a dog.
Yeah.
And the other interesting part about it is the zombies can also lie to you and think and like have their own wants and desires.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. Another easy A. Animosity just it didn't show up on the Fridays with Andrews for a while. But the past couple arcs they've been doing, issues they've been doing have been really, really solid. So yeah, so Black Panther 1, Animosity 14, Terrifics 4, New Avengers 1, Shattered Grid, Bunny from Power Rangers 27, and Infidel and Barrier 3. And then my recommendations.
Oh, God.
West Coast Avengers by Kelly Thompson, my favorite writer as of right now. Described as Parks and Rec meets superheroes, which is one of my favorite comedy shows, and is starring a cast of a lot of the characters whose books have gotten canceled recently.
Oh.
So, well, no, that's great.
Yeah.
Instead of buying multiple books, all you fans of all these books that got canceled only have to buy one. Coalescing the fan bases, it's great. It's going to be great, great, great. And I probably should do another one.
Jesus.
I think
God.
I was going to do DC something. I'm going to recommend a toy line. The DC Essential figures are coming out soon.
Are we going to be carrying those?
I don't know, are we?
Sure.
DC Essential, it's basically the DC Icon line sucked. And so DC Collectibles needed to make a new toy line. And so they're making DC Essentials, which are not 6-inch scale. They're 7-inch scale. They are thicker figures.
Okay.
But they have promised they will not break in your hands.
Okay, I'll believe it when I see it, DC.
We'll believe it when you see it.
We'll
But they
talk
look
about
really,
that.
really nice. And I really want there to be a new DC Universe Classics and long-standing DC
We actually
line.
just had this discussion yesterday. How cool would it be if Hasbro bought Mattel and they were making Legends and DC products? How cool that would be.
Well, it would also be scary in a like dystopian kind of way.
Well, yeah, like in a Monopoly kind of way,
Yeah.
but in like a toy way, it might be pretty cool.
It might be pretty. Well, I'm hoping DC Essentials, even though it is technically the wrong scale.
There's no such thing as the wrong scale.
Yeah,
They're all
I'm
good.
hoping that will fill in my DC Universe Classics button. I do plan on getting a few of those. I really like that Black Manta. I like that Reverse Flash. They look nice.
All right. Are we wrapping it up?
That's
Is
it.
this it? This is it for Fridays with Andrew.
Bye.
Giant-sized edition. We will see you next week for another giant-sized double issue of Fridays with Andrew.
Yep, go read a comic.
Yes, do that.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God. What's that on that?